Azeez Ojulari. This guy, the New York Giants second round pick at pick 50th overall, is going to be our number one edge rusher in the year 2021 and moving forward. Azeez Ojulari is going to be our best outside linebacker and our best edge rusher, and a guy that I 100% expect to come in, take a starting job, keep that starting job, and be one of our best players on the defense in his rookie year. I do, and I do expect him obviously to be competing for defensive rookie of the year if he does do all of that. But let's get into why I have such high hopes for Azeez Ojulari and why I think the Giants picking him up is going to just help our defense out so much and help solidify this pass rush. What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's Kush back at it again with another New York Giants video, and you already know what we're talking about in this one. It is the Georgia Bulldog Azeez Ojulari. It is that outside linebacker from the 2021 draft, a guy that was probably the best or one of the best outside linebackers in that draft, and in an edge class where it was kind of, so-so, not necessarily great, not necessarily bad. I think he ranked towards the top of it. Now, this is a guy with undeniable talent and production. He led the college football's toughest conference, the SEC, in sacks, forced fumbles, and tackles for loss. In that 2020 season, in just 10 games, he had 9.5 sacks, 12.5 tackles for loss, 4 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, 2 pass deflections, and 22 solo tackles. And this is a guy that's been with Georgia since 2018 and somebody that improved in each year of his time there. One thing to mention, once again, of course, he's doing this in the SEC. He's doing this against basically legit NFL competition, all right? He's doing this against guys that are going to go to become NFL linemen. Of course, a small amount of them are going to go on to become good NFL linemen, maybe Pro Bowlers. He's doing this against offenses that are now have their QBs, linemen, and wide receivers in the NFL. Alabama, Mac Jones. I don't have to list it all out. You guys already know. And of course, it earned him an all-SEC player in 2021. And the dude's just a well-built athlete that really has great agility and speed to get around the edge and bend around the edge specifically and beat tackles and get those sacks. Not to mention, he combines that with great football IQ and just pure talent. Now, just a quick say on the Giants defense as of right now. Azeez is going to fit really well into here because he is kind of what we were looking for in a pass rusher. I mean, we've kind of joked a couple of times as Giants fans, and even myself with other content creators, that what the Giants really are looking for at the edge position is if they could recreate Lorenzo Carter multiple times and give him some more pass rushing moves. That is not necessarily what Azeez is, but it just fulfills that sentiment as a really athletic outside linebacker. Azeez is somebody that has legitimate pass rushing moves, his favorite one being sort of this stabbing with his left hand and then swiping or chopping with his right hand while hand fighting against these tackles and using that to get around them or just push them back a little bit to get to the sack. And even though that's like his favorite move and probably the one thing he for sure has down mastered, it's worked well enough to get him his sacks. But he's also athletic enough to actually drop back in coverage if need be, and smart enough to know what to do when dropping back in coverage. And this Giants defense, that's kind of what they've been looking for at the outside linebacker position. Somebody that could rush the passer, somebody that could drop back if need be, and still cover the run. They're looking for a guy that could basically do it all. Versatility is the key to the game here. Azeez has that. And also, in addition to that, this Giants defense has been operating very similarly to what Georgia's been running. Even Joe Judge said at one point when he was talking about it during the draft, he was complimenting Georgia and their program, complimenting Kirby Smart and whatnot. He even said something along the lines of the Giants are basically the sister defense of Georgia's defense. That alone is going to be a great starting point for Ojulari, who's coming in with a lot of his own moves with that bend. And Jesus, can he bend? When he gets around the corner, guys, his balance is so good and his center of gravity lowers so much. It's almost kind of Saquon Barkley-esque with how low this guy gets, sometimes even to the point where he's on his knees turning the corner, and then he gets back up and he's just a burst of speed to the quarterback, straight lined. It's not like a curve where he has to go all the way around and all this extra yards he has to make up for that gives the quarterback time to escape. Nope, turns the corner, bends really low, and gets straight to the quarterback for a sack. There wasn't many guys in college football that could do that, and even at the NFL level, we're talking about this level of balance and flexibility is still not seen that much. And he's only going to continue to master that and improve on what he needs to improve on, because I do think he's going to get that starting job. Once again, he's going to have more than enough playing time to do so. When you look up against the guys who he's really competing for a starting job, it's really just Lorenzo Carter, Ifeadi Odenigbo, and maybe Oshane Ximines. I'm not sure. When it comes to Lorenzo Carter, I think those two are going to be the two starting outside linebackers for the Giants. And what Lorenzo does well is kind of what Azeez needs to improve upon. Lorenzo is a really good run stuffer. Azeez, as of right now, has the potential to be one, but he's really just a pure pass rusher. And that's where Lorenzo needs to improve, getting to the quarterback more consistently. And part of being a good run stuffer, part of being a good defender against the run is your strength, which also builds into Azeez and him needing to get that up a little bit and get his bull rushing up a little bit as well. The thing is, though, I'm not worried about it at all because it's so fixable. Azeez Ojulari is only like 20 years old, guys. Very, very young. His body is still developing. His game is still developing, even though it's already at a high level, and his mind is still developing. And with this coaching staff, with Patrick Graham, and with a guy in Kevin Sherrod who once worked at Georgia as an outside linebacker coach, and now he's going to be paired up with Jeremy Pruitt, who he worked with at Tennessee to help run the Tennessee defense. A lot of familiarity here, a lot of chemistry here. Those three guys are going to get the best out of Azeez. And I'm telling you, he doesn't even need to become a bull rushing pass rusher. That's not what I'm saying. He just needs to add a little bit of that to his game. He just needs to be able to occasionally use his power and force back a tackle, backing down their own quarterback just once in a while. If he adds that in, a tackle that's going to be out here preparing for Azeez just to defend against his speed, just to defend against their agility, or a tackle that has a little bit of longer arms and that can actually defend against his speed and agility. Once they get knocked back once or twice, it's going to throw them off their game. Maybe he succeeds with the bull rush. Even if he doesn't, they're not preparing for two things like you should against any good edge rusher, and he has multiple ways to win that matchup. If we were to take a look at Azeez at his best and his worst, this is what you got. For the best, pure athleticism and that hand swap. Against Tennessee, that's what you see. Their left tackle almost stands no chance against his speed, and then he uses the jab and the chop to get him off balance. He gets really low to the ground, and then he gets to the quarterback with straight line speed. Against Oregon is one where it's a mismatch. It's almost as if Azeez is playing as a man amongst boy hairs, where he doesn't even need to use the hands. He just goes really straight past the left tackle and gets to the quarterback. And you look at him at his worst, and it's where his moves don't work and where he's facing a tackle that is just, he's just speedy enough. He's as agile, or not even as agile, just agile enough as Ojulari to keep up with him, where the tackle doesn't need to completely open up the hips and give him a free lane to the quarterback, and where the hand fighting, he can match it. And that's where Azeez can use that little bit of a bull rush that I do think he's going to develop, because he's going to be in the weight room because of how young he is and because of the coaches we got. And if he just uses that bull rush move there to throw the tackle off guard and maybe throw a spin in or something, he gets to the quarterback. With all that being said, though, it's the scheme and the defense that's going to help him out a lot. I already spoke about how similar what the Giants are running is to what the Bulldogs were running. Now you talk about the players that we have on here, it's going to be a case of him helping them out and them helping him out. He's going to have Leonard Williams on the inside, causing havoc along with Dexter Lawrence and potentially a guy like Austin Johnson, or maybe even Ifeadi Odenigbo, who can move around like that. You're going to have a legitimate inside pass rush. You're going to have a secondary that for the most part is going to hold their own against almost all of the NFL's wide receiving cores. Guys that are going to give the pass rush time to get to the quarterback. Guys that are going to lock down some wide receivers out there, and a linebacking core that could most definitely take care of the run, whereas an outside linebacker, you're not worrying about that at all. You're not thinking about, oh man, I got to worry about the running back potentially coming up the middle if there's a trick play or something. No, you got Blake Martinez back there who's a tackling machine. He got you on that. Azeez is stepping into a really good situation with the Giants defense, and as one of the best players in college football in the SEC, as one of those best defensive players coming out, he's going to be set up for success. That's what I got for y'all today. Let me know what you guys think. Like, share, subscribe, and I'm out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll catch y'all in the next one.